But I'll tell you, we're opening right now thoroughly on the downside. We're off, we're running. It's Monday morning. It is 9:30 Eastern time, and here we go. Right from the start, we are down all across the board. You're looking at the Dow 30. All those 30 stocks make up the Dow Industrials. Every single one of them is on the downside. And the Dow itself is down 651 points. That's another 2+ percentage points on top of last week's big sell-off. The S&P 500 also opening sharply lower, 2.5% down there at 3,800. That is the S&P. The Nasdaq is down 3%. By any other word, that is a 3% loss, 337 points. Big tech, all of them sliding big time. Fortunately, we have Susan Lee with us this Monday morning.
Good morning.
Can you sort out big tech? What's happening?
Well, I think it's lower in line with the yield move that we're seeing. Have you looked at the interest rate expectations this morning? Everyone's been ratcheting up their predictions, right? And so last night you had the inversion of the yield curve, which is the 2-year yields. And was this baffling to you? That spike up in the 2-year, highest since 2007. Have you seen this kind of move in a 2-year Treasury bond?
It is huge.
Yeah, that actually briefly topped what you were getting on a 10-year Treasury note.
And that's a signal of recession.
That's right. And you heard that also from Stanley Druckenmiller on Friday, saying that he believes that a hard landing is probably more probable than a soft landing. And talking to a lot of these big billion-dollar investors over the past week or so, they're saying the reason is because once you get above 5% in inflation, it's very hard to bring down without moving interest rates really quickly, really high, and spiking very early on.
Okay, got that. Now, let's move on to what I'm calling the crypto crash. Maybe that's the wrong word to use, Susan. I don't know how you feel about that. But look, $200 billion wiped out the crypto industry over the weekend. I
would call that a near-term crash. But you have to...
I wasn't expecting that. I thought you'd give me a hard time.
Well, if you think about it, back in December 2019, Bitcoin was trading at $5,000, $6,000. So you're still up 500% plus if you bought in then. However, if you're one of those fear traders and those the FOMO traders, as I call them, and trying to buy in after that level, well, you know, if you bought at 30,000 plus, you are underwater today. So we're looking at the lowest levels for Bitcoin since December 2020. Ethereum is at 1,200, lowest in a year. And there's sector-wide concerns about companies buckling under the sell-off. And you saw that last night. Celsius, it's one of the largest crypto lenders out there. And they tweeted, and this is concerning, this is what we call a bank run in cryptocurrencies. They're pausing all withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts. Now, Celsius was one of the big lenders. They were managing around $12 billion in loans over 1.7 million accounts. That's according to the FT. They never themselves revealed the numbers, but that's a lot of money, don't you think?
It's huge. But what about Binance? One of the largest exchanges
around? They said that
yes,
but they're saying they're pausing Bitcoin withdrawals temporarily. They said it was 30 minutes this morning. Now it's taking a little bit longer, but that has something, well, they say, at least, according to them, this has to do with one transaction that's stuck in the pipeline right now that they're working to resolve. But still, this sell-off that we're seeing, that means that Bitcoin and crypto is worth less than $1 trillion for the first time since January 2021.
It's a huge sell-off, whether you call it a crash or not.
I don't know if we have some of the crypto stocks, but MicroStrategy is down 27% this morning. MicroStrategy is one of those companies well, I would say it's probably on its own because it's used a lot. I would say half of their actual value to buy Bitcoin. And as you know, with Bitcoin sliding sub 25,000, that stock is getting hammered today.
It sure is. Now, we have travel stocks, I think hotels and airlines, for example, all the way down. I guess they would be hit very hard by a recession.
Yeah, okay, so yes, they're lower in line with the rest of the broader market sell-off, but if you think about over, say, a 18-month basis, they're actually outperforming, especially outperforming technology in a higher yield environment, right? This is what we call value stocks, and the return of the traveler. You've heard from these airline CEOs that they can't seem to get enough seats out there, and as I mentioned to you, I guess when you get hammered by inflation, those can actually pass on the costs, like jet fuel, which accounts for 80% of jet line costs. If I can pass that on to the passengers, and you've seen that in the inflation numbers, where airfare has gone up 20% month over month, rising at a record pace, you still get rewarded in this kind of environment.
When do we see some demand destruction? People don't want to fly because the price is too much. Don't go to a hotel because the price is too much.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it yet.
I think there's a debate out there. Again, as I told you, most money managers expect it to be a really tough balancing act for the Federal Reserve to get this right, especially when you're dealing with inflation at 8%, 40-year highs. But it's buffered. If you think about it, the stimulus and the money printing that that's taken place over the last 2.5 years, $2 trillion still in excess household savings. So is that enough to buffer us from, say, a hard recessionary
It's a fair question.
right?
It is a fair question. While we got time, I want to move on to Tesla. We always have to mention Tesla.
Yeah.
It's down significantly today.
By the way, Tesla,
Yep.
do you remember they bought $1.5 billion in Bitcoin
Yes.
in 2021?
Oh,
so you
that's
wonder how
right.
that's going to impact the bottom line for them. And do they break down those capital losses in their next earnings? I think that'll be interesting.
I didn't realize that. Musk had warned of job cuts.
Yeah.
But now they're hiring.
Yes. So we know that they recently opened the Berlin Gigafactory. That was behind schedule by a year, 12 months to half a year. And now they're hiring 500 to 600 staff, according, though, to the German government. Now, they're actually firing, conversely, because they fired their Singapore country head. And you've also heard Elon Musk say that right now he thinks it's super bad times in the economy. He wants to cut 10% of the head count around the world for Tesla. But, I would say, look, if you look at Tesla, you look at technology, I actually wanted to look at Amazon in particular and some of the big techs, which is leading this decline.
They're way down, way down.
They are way down.
Yeah.
But Amazon's down 12% since that stock split. Yeah. And you heard Tesla on Friday saying they are splitting 3 for 1. They're proposing splitting 3 for 1 for their stock. Did you see that?
And, yeah, I saw that. But Amazon's down 12% since the split.
That's right. So, but you rally into the split, and then, of course, you
take it out.
You have a bit of a profit-taking process, which is what we're seeing for Amazon.
Tesla's doing 3 for 1.
3 for 1. That's what they're proposing. They're looking to get that approved at the AGM this summer, and then hopefully by the end of this year. But I think Elon Musk is saying stock splits are positive for stock. Since we're in a recessionary environment, why not get some sort of boost somehow? Financial engineering.
He's taken a hit from Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Looks like it. All right, Susan, great stuff. Thanks
you
very much indeed. Take a look at the big board. We're down 570 points after 7 minutes worth of business. The 10-year Treasury yield, very important. Look at that, 3.28%. The price of gold, $18.36 per ounce, down today. Oil down a little, I believe, about $118 a barrel, almost $119, but down a little bit. Nat gas up close to $9. The average price for a gallon of gas moving up again, $5.01. That's the national average. And oh dear, look at California all over again, $6.43. That's the average for a gallon of regular.